It's Saturday, May 23rd, 2020. So it is official. Hertz files for bankruptcy. And I made a video last night predicting that it was probably going to happen possibly last night or over the weekend. It is official. Late last night, Hertz Car Rentals files for bankruptcy. So what does this mean? Right now, it means that 12,000 employees have been notified that they are losing their jobs, and another 4,000 are on furloughs. And again, this is just a reminder of things to come regarding this economy. Hertz has 500,000 vehicles in their fleet that they're currently financing. And they proposed selling 30,000 cars a month through the end of the year in an effort to raise $5 billion. Just imagine the amount of debt some of these companies are running up. And this is the killer, debt. And as I've said for a couple years now, you do not want to be going into an economic slowdown, let alone a depression, holding a lot of debt. And companies and corporations and households and individuals are starting to figure this out, but it's going to be too late for so many. What else does this mean? It means that the deals are just beginning. At some point, the deals are going to become steals in regards to used cars. What's going to happen when more of these car rental companies get into trouble, have to file bankruptcy, possibly close? The amount of vehicles that they're going to have to liquidate. I mean, just look, Hertz alone has 500,000 vehicles on their lots throughout the U.S. If another car rental company gets into trouble, another 500,000 of those cars, how many of those things are going to be liquidated? How many are going to car auctions and dealer lots? These companies are not going to be buying new vehicles, new SUVs, new cars, new utility vans from the automakers. So we're going to see not just layoffs in the auto rental market or the car rental market, but we're going to see more layoffs coming from the automakers themselves. Another article today I was reading on the Hedge, Nissan considers slashing 20,000 jobs worldwide because of this downturn. Restructuring is coming. And what does restructuring mean? It means a lot of people are going to lose their jobs because there's going to be massive downsizing happening in all sectors of this economy, including the auto sector, including energy, including retail, including healthcare, you name it, including service. Across the board, we are going to see restructuring, we're going to see layoffs, we're going to see people losing their jobs. You know, when you see a cargo ship right off the coast here, right off of Los Angeles with 2,000 Nissans on it, denied entry to the port of Los Angeles because there's nowhere to park the cars. There are cars piling up all over Southern California, Angel Stadium, Dodger Stadium. Right out here last week, I shot a video showing you a couple thousand cars parked right at the Indian Wells tennis gardens in Indian Wells, California. Thousands of cars over at the Palm Springs Airport, the Palm Springs Air Museum, another 1,000 cars. I don't know where they're going to put all these cars at the end of it, and who is going to buy all these cars? Who's going to absorb all these autos? The prices are going to have to get so low. So we're going to be inundated with used cars, inundated with new cars, while people are losing jobs, while they're taking pay cuts, while they're being furloughed, while we're in a frozen economy. So figure it out. This does not look good. Article in Bloomberg today, bankruptcy tsunami begins. Thousands of default notices are flying out the door. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure this out. According to Bloomberg, in the past week or so, retail landlords have been sending out thousands of default default notices to tenants who in turn have experienced a collapse in foot traffic, sales, cash flow, and simply unable to pay their obligations. And when somebody can't pay their obligations, what happens to the landlord? $7.4 billion in rent for April has not been paid. That's about 45% of what is owed. So the question is, what happens to the landlord when he doesn't get paid? Is he going to get a furlough? Does he get bailed out? Are the lenders going to be so generous to the landlords? What's going to happen? This is just I'm at a loss for words where we are at with this economy. We've never been here before. You talk about uncertainty, an uncertain future, uncharted water, dangerous times. This is incredible, and it's going to take years to get out of this mess. And the question is, when we do eventually get out of it, and I believe we will, what's the price going to be? How many people will have lost jobs? How much industry will we lose? We barely have any manufacturing left. Will we have any left after all this? It's going to be a whole different world, ladies and gentlemen, a whole different world. And I hope that you're praying for this country, because every night I'm taking time and praying for this country, because we really need a miracle. The economic reopening is a fake. People are cheerleading the reopenings, but it's an illusion. Restrictions remain in place everywhere. And I was out today, and let me tell you, it's good to see people out. The sun's out, people are getting out. The pools are reopening. Some of the stores are reopening. The restaurants are reopening, but takeout only. You go into a store, I got to wear a mask. They want you distancing. And so, yeah, things are beginning to open, but this isn't the same. People aren't flooding the stores like they once were. People, I believe, many of them very worried, but there's many people out there taking stimulus checks and unemployment checks and going out and buying big screen TVs. They're out buying furniture. They're just out blowing the money. And I hope anybody out there watching this video, if you got a stimulus check, if you're getting some unemployment, I hope that you're being very, very smart with your money, because eventually the money is going to run out. Eventually the money is going to buy less, and you need to be setting yourself up for success right now. You need to be setting yourself up for survival. If you're not in survival mode right now, you are 100% asleep. Prepare for another shutdown. How do we know that a few months from now we don't get a reoccurrence and things are shut down again? The second time around could be much worse than the first time. But in the meantime, small businesses have been hit extremely hard. Of the 300,000 clients of JP Morgan that applied for emergency loans through the government bailout program, only 18,000 actually received one of those loans. And many of those 18,000 who applied were not small businesses. Small business, or the small businesses right now, are being destroyed. They're being devoured. They're being suffocated, strangled. As these businesses are being strangled and just devoured, eaten up, of course the big ones are surviving. In fact, many of them are prospering right now. Look at Walmart. Look at all the fast food restaurants. Haven't missed a beat. Moving right along, devouring all the small mom and pop restaurants, all the small mom and pop retailers. So the Targets and the Walmarts remain open. The Taco Bells, the McDonald's, the Jack in the Boxes all remain open. But the small mom and pop restaurants and retails being devoured. And it's almost like someone is trying to gain control while a large portion is losing control. And many of these restaurants and retailers, I am sorry to report, are not coming back. They're going to be eaten up. Worst unemployment spike in history. 1 in 4 American workers filed for unemployment benefits in 2020. This is by Michael Snyder in The Hedge. As things begin to reopen, the job losses continue. Analysts are expecting another huge number again next week. That'll be on Thursday. Could be another couple million jobs. So, we're around 39 million officially, unofficially. When you count all the people who haven't applied yet, who haven't gotten through yet, who are ineligible. We're looking at 58 million people unemployed in America right now. The U.S. economy is now in a death spiral, according to a survey taken by the Census Bureau. Nearly half of Americans say that either their incomes have declined or they live with another adult who lost their pay. They have lost pay through a job loss or reduced hours. More than 1/5 of Americans said that they had little or no confidence in their ability to pay next month's rent or mortgage on time. Mortgage delinquencies have surged by 1.6 million in April. It's the largest single month jump in history. Commercial real estate, it's another ticking time bomb here. And I'll tell you, if you want to talk about bubbles, this bubble has been pricked. Commercial real estate. If Congress does not shower the entire industry with mountains of cash, we're going to see a massive meltdown in the commercial real estate industry. It's horrifying to see all the vacant buildings. And this is after trillions of dollars have been injected into this entire illusion. Look, I'm out on a daily basis all over Southern California, and it is appalling to see the amount of vacancies. Just think of the trillions and trillions of dollars we've been injecting into the stock market, now the trillions of dollars that's been injected into this false economy. And I'm seeing tent cities, homeless people, and vacant buildings everywhere. The signs, I'll tell you who's busy. The sign companies who make the for sale and for lease signs, that's the busiest game in town right now. The scariest thing is that Americans don't understand that this is just the beginning of things to come. So I'm going to wrap it up right here today. Have an incredible, wonderful, safe Memorial Day weekend. And if we want to continue to have Memorial Day weekends in America, make sure that you are preparing. What you're seeing with all these openings, what you're being told is all an illusion. Most of you know that already. But if we're going to continue to have a country, an economy, more Memorial Day weekends, we better wake up to the fact that this is all an illusion, and we better prepare for the very, very dangerous economic times that are coming to America.